know the last time we stepped on the field, we left something on the field. So this time you got to leave everything out there because it's a one-game season at this point, so it's win or go home.
We left a bad taste in our mouth against Indiana in the Big Ten championship.
Sometimes the hardest game is the first one. And you know, this is going to be everything we got to go 1-0 against Miami.
Dorsey under pressure, throws it, incomplete. The Buckeyes win.
I mean, you see all over the internet, all over Twitter, they still talking about that, just, 20 years later, but they still worry about it. But we got something for them come New Year's Eve.
There's no toning down here. We're on a mission to be the first team to win a back-to-back national championship. And, I believe in my teammates, and I know we're going to do it.
And the quest for back-to-back titles for the Buckeyes starts now. Welcome into Chasing the Championship. I'm Nicole Sheeran, joined by Buckeye great Tyvis Powell. And if you're looking for Wheel of Fortune, don't worry. Tonight is a repeat episode, so you won't be missing a new episode. And as you all know, we have got team coverage in Texas. Our very own Dom Tiberi is live, and Tracy Townsend and Adam King are also in the Lone Star State. So let's send it out to Dom to start our coverage from the Media Hotel. What's going on, Dommy?
Well, I'll tell you what, Nicole and Tyvis, it has been a busy, busy day for the Ohio State football team. It started this morning. The Buckeyes went over to AT&T Stadium for Media Day. We had a chance to talk to all the players and all the coaches. And I'll tell you what, this football team is pumped and they're ready to play this football game. They seemed loose. From there, the team then this afternoon went to Highland Park High School. It's just north of Dallas, and we can show you video that held a practice indoor. How about a high school here? Many of the high schools here in Dallas, they have indoor practice fields. And so the Buckeyes went over there and held their practice. And again, they seemed loose. They seemed pumped. And, I think you could tell by the video and the sound we just heard that this team is looking to wash that loss to Indiana in the Big Ten title game out of their minds. They're tired of thinking about it. And so I think that is very much on their minds. And, they went in there today and they were loose. They're feeling good. But you can tell they want to play this football game. The offense, we'll talk about them in a minute, but they've got to get better. The one thing I love talking about is the way the defense wins championships. And, you look at this silver bullet defense. They have been so good this year under new defensive coordinator Matt Patricia and his co-defensive coordinator have been Timmy Walton, have absolutely been amazing. And these kids have played so hard for Coach Patricia. At today's Media Day, I had a chance to visit with a man that I believe is playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers, Matt Patricia.
Every time I see you from day one, and you're always with your beautiful family, but you're always smiling. Yeah. How much fun have you been having?
I'm having a blast. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope I'm smiling. I think there's a lot of joy, and like we were talking earlier, there's a lot of joy in what I'm doing right now. And like I said, the players are amazing. These kids they're so much fun to be around. And yeah, it's great. I got my family around me too a lot, and they're kind of all in on everything that's going on and able to enjoy it too. So it just that's what really makes me happy. I think for me, it's just, am I helping kids right now? Am I trying to hopefully give them some tools to help down the road, and help their careers. Certainly winning right now and doing everything I can to help Ohio State and our amazing fan base is the most important thing to me. But I think the long game for the kids that we have here and hopefully helping set them up for life, whether it's in football or outside of football, is really important to me. And I think I think we're trying to do that right now.
I detect an edge with your guys, especially the guys on the defensive front.
I really give those guys credit for all the work that they've put in. They've come a long way. And I think one of the things, I kind of had to tell them coming out of the spring and then through training camp, because we're in that grind where we're always kind of like critiquing and editing and trying to, make them better, where I'm like, hey, fellas, don't forget where we started. You guys have come so far and just have worked so hard. Think about where we're going to be in another 2 months, another 4 months, and just give them credit for all the work they've put in. And I think the entire defensive unit, whether it's the secondary, the linebackers, the front end, have all had to step up to different challenges through the course of the year and really have come through when we needed them to. So super proud of that group, super proud of those guys for not having a lot of experience and coming in this year and gaining that experience very quickly and just playing at a high level. So just super happy for them.
And I got to tell you, folks, I'm a big fan of Matt Patricia. What a wonderful guy he is. He's a family man, and he's always smiling, and you can tell. I mean, here's a guy that won 3 Super Bowls with Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, and he is absolutely loving what he's doing here at Ohio State. Let's hope they have the magic Wednesday night when they take on Miami. Offensively, the Buckeyes got a bad taste in their mouth at the Big Ten title game. You got to score when you're in the red zone. That did not happen against Indiana. Give the Hoosiers credit. But the Buckeyes feel like they are back and ready to go. We're talking about 2 of the best receivers in the country in Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. And the great news is both are healthy again. Both told me they are 100%. And when you talk about Jeremiah Smith, in my opinion, he's the best player in the country. Absolutely. The fact that he did not win every award is absolutely ridiculous to me. And when you combine him with Carnell Tate, you're talking about the best 1-2 punch in America when it comes to receivers. And both these guys are going to be superstars on Sunday. At today's Media Day, our Adam King had a chance to visit with JJ.
And Jeremiah, you guys are down in Dallas here. What's it like to be here and getting ready for this big game?
Feel good to be here, back in the Cotton Bowl. Really good, atmosphere. So I'm very excited. We had a good week of practice and excited to play the game come New Year's Eve.
There's a lot of talk about you coming from down South Florida. I know it's home for you. How have you handled that? Have you seen some of those comments being made?
Yeah, I've been seeing everything. A lot of my family members is heavy on social media, so they've been sending me a lot of stuff. So yeah, I don't really think too much of it. I'm just taking the higher road and being the bigger man and not saying anything. So I'm just let my game do the talking on New Year's Eve.
What is it like to be able to go against your hometown team and kind of use that to fuel you on this big stage?
Yeah, it's pretty something. It's special to me going against my home team, somewhere I'm from, Miami, and I know a lot of guys on the team, have a good relationship with all of them. So it's pretty special for me.
For you guys, obviously, what happened against Indiana, it was not the best display of your offense. Yeah. What have you seen from the film, and how do you change that? Getting ready for this game.
Yeah, we just got to come out with a different mentality. We didn't really play our best offensively in that game. We couldn't score in the red zone, didn't win the situations. So I feel like over the last couple of weeks we've been doing a good job at winning the situations and doing better in the red zone. So I feel pretty good about the game plan, and I'm very happy for this team.
Joined by Jeremiah Smith here. So Jeremiah, when you look at Julian, what's it been like to grow with him throughout this season? Every game is another rep for you guys, and now you're on to what is your 13th game here?
Yeah. Julian's that guy. Our relationship has gotten better and better throughout each week of the season. I just know that guy right there is going to put the ball in the right place, and I just got to make a play. He's never really wrong. So, Julian is pretty special and probably the best quarterback I play with.
There you have it, Jeremiah Smith. And by the way, Jeremiah is from South Florida. Another guy that is from South Florida and really looking forward to this matchup with Miami is defensive end Kenyatta Jackson. Our Tracy Townsend had a chance to catch up with Kenyatta.
I'm here outside AT&T Stadium where the Buckeyes are set to take on the Hurricanes on New Year's Eve. Today, it was Media Day. We had the great opportunity to talk with a number of the players today. Among them, Kenyatta Jackson. Kenyatta is very excited about playing in this game. In fact, he was cheering for the team that won, the Canes. Here's why. He grew up in Miami. He knows a lot of the guys on the other team, and he's been waiting for this opportunity to show them what's what.
Just going against my hometown team. Been wanting to go against them for a little minute, and now the stage is finally set, so it should be a big one on 31st.
So when you were watching them play Texas A&M, who were you cheering for?
I was rooting for Miami.
You were?
I was rooting for Miami. I texted a couple of guys before the game, when they set the bracket or whatever, and I seen Miami go against Texas A&M. I texted a couple of guys and I was like, get the job done. Because I've been wanting to get this, this game set for a very long time. I've been wanting to play the Miami Hurricanes for a very long time.
Kenyatta tells me he's very excited for the game. He knows what he's up against. He's going to face some of his friends on the opposing team. He says he is going to keep his emotions in check so that he can remain focused on the most important thing, and that's a Buckeye victory.
All right, thank you, Tracy. And I think everyone's excited for this game. I know Buckeye Nation is. I know that Nicole Sheeran is. And I know the MVP of the 2014 National Championship, the one and only Tyvis Powell, is pumped. And Tyvis, you know what? Defense wins championships, and I like our defense. I really do. And, I'm a big fan of you, my friend, the MVP of the national title, Tyvis Powell.
Dom never fails to hype you up, Tyvis.
I
and
love
rightfully
Dom.
so. This guy knows what it means to win football games.
Listen, we had a ton of success back when I played, but I couldn't do it without my teammates. I might have the MVP, Dom, but that trophy goes to all of that great senior class, the Duran Grants, the Curtis Grants, Mike Bennett, all of those guys led the way. So just because my name is on the trophy, I don't consider myself the MVP. But I appreciate you, and I love you, Dom.
Hey, we're going to check back in with your hype man in just a little bit. We're going to talk some X's and O's with this guy right here, Tyvis Powell. And as you all know, I think he knows a thing or two about playing football, right, T?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, Chasing the Championship. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back into Chasing the Championship. I'm Nicole Sheeran, joined by Buckeye great Tyvis Powell. So, Tyvis, let's dive right into it. It has been a little over 3 weeks.
I know.
Crazy since the Buckeyes have been playing football. And these guys have said it all week that Indiana lost, left a bad taste in their mouth. They've had a lot of time to check the film, run the tape back. What are you expecting to see differently or hoping to see come Wednesday night?
I think when you have to look at what Indiana did successfully is obviously their defensive line made the biggest difference. They caused a ton of confusion for our offensive line and for Julian Sang. I think now that they've looked at the tape, they've went to practice, reviewed everything, probably thrown every look that you can imagine. You get 20-something days to prepare for a game. You have seen every twist, stunt, anything that a defensive line can do, they have thrown it at this offensive line, and they should be able to pick it up. When it comes to Julian Sang, I think the biggest difference is he won't be shocked at what the coverage is. I think he'll be able to decipher, okay, they're in cover two. This is where I need to go with the ball. I think having that adversity was perfect to have it in that moment because, yes, we want to win the Big Ten championship, absolutely. But losing that game, you really didn't lose anything outside of saying you're the Big Ten champions. And I think this team looks at that loss as that we lost to the #1 team by 3 points and we played poorly on offense. To me, that is the most confidence I can ever have in a team, knowing that as bad as we played, we still only lost by 3 points.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And now they've got Miami next on deck. We saw what they did against Texas A&M. And in my eyes, the battle is Miami's defensive front against Ohio State's offensive line.
Yeah.
What is the key to keeping Julian clean? Because I feel like we've been spoiled all season, that his jersey has been crispy white.
Yeah.
And obviously against Indiana, that wasn't the case. So what's the key for the O-line to protect their guy?
Well, we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. Miami's defensive line is for real. They got some guys over there that we're going to see their name get called here in April in the first round. So I think if you're going up against somebody of that caliber, you have to do a great job of getting the ball out quick. I think what made Julian Sang so special is he was able to process what the defense was doing and get the ball out before that defensive edge rusher can get there. I also think you have to help these tackles out. You can't just go out there and let them go one-on-one. Sure, we would love that, but we're not going to deny the fact that they have 2 studs at defensive end for Miami. So get those tight ends to chip or get a running back in protection and make sure that Julian has enough time for those deeper developing routes. Help those tackles out by having a tight end there to chip.
Yeah, well, you talk about dogs. They've got Ruben Bain, who is a top NFL prospect. Definitely a guy to watch.
Yeah.
Now, I want to bring in Dom Tiberi, who is live with Tim May in Dallas. And, guys, Media Day wrapping up earlier today. You got to talk to a lot of the Buckeyes and staff. What was the overall message kind of at AT&T today?
I think the biggest thing, Tim May, is that you get a real feel that these guys want to get back on the horse, so to speak. They did not like, especially the offensive guys. They got a bad taste in their mouth. The defense played well enough to win and beat Indiana. But the offense, as bad as they played, they still could have beat Indiana by 2 touchdowns. But you get the real feel from the star players, guys like Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Julian saying they want to go out. They're looking for some redemption. They're also looking to get a rematch and hopefully see Indiana down the road as this tournament rolls on.
Yeah, I asked Carnell Tate about it, for example, and bad taste in their mouth is one way of putting it from coming off that Indiana game. And he basically said if your defense holds the team to 13 points, you should win that game.
The big storyline of this one is that Ryan Day is going to be calling the plays. Obviously, Brian Hartline heading to USF as the head coach. He will be with the Buckeyes through the hopeful long playoff run.
Yeah.
Are you expecting to see any differences with Day's imprint on this offense? I mean, we know he's had an effect on it all season. Are you expecting to see anything different potentially?
No, I am not.
I'm not either, so I'm glad we agree.
I think that, listen, I got a chance to talk to Brian Hartline in the spring, and, you know, one of the things that he said was, it doesn't matter who's calling the plays. This is Ryan Day's offense. We are all just running what Ryan Day has taught us. I think that if that's the case, this is the perfect time to give it back to the guy who installed this offense, that developed this offense, that's has success with this offense here. I don't expect to see anything different with him calling the plays.
No, I totally agree. Well, we've got a lot more coming your way on all things Miami and Ohio State. We have to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to show you a very special Buckeye football tradition right here in Columbus. That's next. Well, while the Buckeyes make an impact on the field, they're making a difference off the field every single Friday. Now, the Friday morning before every home game, different position groups visit patients at the James Cancer Center, and our Adam King had a chance to experience the special moment with the offensive line.
It's the word that shines over every practice.
For me, it's doing the work.
They know their fight here is nothing compared to those battling here.
They're much stronger individuals than us.
When they walk these halls, lives are changed on both sides of the hospital bed.
Tough people as well. It's just a different kind of muscle.
In a school built on tradition, there is no more powerful one than the team sharing their Friday mornings here.
Everybody's in. All right.
Smokes, no wonder we win so many games.
Playing a kid's game, and that's just enough for them to be happy about. It just means the world to see their smiles on their faces because, you know, they go through a lot of hard times.
Players going room to room, listening and laughing. One of those patients is Matt Beidenbach. And for a little while, every weekend, the Buckeyes give him a welcome distraction.
Watching them play, it just looks like they're having fun. It looks like they're playing. They have joy when they play, and that's, you know, that goes a long way for those, you know, those of us that, you know, for a few hours on a Saturday get to take a little break from maybe some of the other stuff we got going on.
And for a few minutes on a Friday morning,
they're not here just to show up and walk out. Like, they talk to you, they introduce themselves, those kinds of things. So, you know, it's a very, very, very cool thing.
And much like the Buckeyes, for Beidenbach, there is a mission right now.
It's you know, going to dialysis, it's doing the work. And so that, to me, is the fight. It's do the work, do whatever's necessary.
In the hallway of the James, there's a statue. The title, Hope.
Just see the people that are stronger and do things every day that are hard to deal with, and for them to be so strong, it just gives us courage.
For the Buckeyes and the patients behind each door, hope is everything.
Here you have stage 4 cancer. It's a tough pill initially, but then, you know, immediately it's okay. What do we got to do? How do we fight?
Just to be in the moment and continue to fight, just day in and day out, and just that they know that we're there and God's there with them.
Well, the smile on those patients' faces really says it all. I've always thought that was such a special tradition. So, Adam, great story. Now, when we come back, we check back in with our Dom Tiberi live in the Lone Star State with a preview of what's to come in Dallas tomorrow. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Chasing the Championship. Dom Tiberi coming to you live from the Media Hotel. And things are winding down here tonight, but going to be another busy day tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the two coaches will meet tomorrow for the last time, a news conference over at AT&T Stadium. That'll be at 1:30 Eastern Time, and we will carry that for you. You'll be able to watch it live on 10 TV Plus. And then tomorrow, of course, the Buckeyes will have another practice. It will be closed. We will also get a chance to visit with you again tomorrow, 4, 5, 6, and 11. Plus, we're going to be back tomorrow, Nicole and Tyvis, at 7:30 with another half-hour special edition of Chasing the Championship. And let me tell you, folks, one more thing, if you can. The second the game ends Wednesday night, do yourself a favor and flip it right to 10 TV. We will have post-game coverage both on 10 TV and 10 TV Plus, live on the field, talking to, hopefully, some very happy Buckeyes that just beat Miami, right, Tyvis? By the way, in case you all didn't know, Tyvis is the MVP of the 2014 National Championship game.
There it is. Well, Tyvis is great at football, but Dom's great at TV. You're going to see him tonight at 11. And like he said, there will be plenty of coverage tomorrow from Dallas starting in the morning show. 10 TV's Tracy Townsend will be live at Bottle Rockets in Plano, Texas, which is an OSU alumni bar. She's going to have live interviews with several alumni, a 97-1 The Fans, Austin and Berm, and former Ohio State dancer and Dallas Cowboys cheerleader Abby Summers. So stay with us all morning long for live coverage from Texas. And then we also have another live Chasing the Championship special right here tomorrow night at 7:30 on 10 TV and streaming live on 10 TV Plus. It will be Dom and Bobby Carpenter live in Texas, along with Tracy Townsend and Justin Zwick. And I'll be here in studio with Justin. Tyvis, though, you get to see his lovely face in the morning. Right, Tyvis?
Yes. You can find me at 5:45 in the morning at 6:45 talking to Tracy.
Amazing. Well, he is Tyvis Powell. I'm Nicole Sheeran. For Adam King, Dom Tiberi, Tracy Townsend, and Tyvis Powell. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.